Hey everyone, welcome to the masterclass of Go High Level Calendars, where I'm going to discuss everything about the Go High Level Round Robin calendar. We're going to create a calendar live inside this tutorial so that you can follow along and create calendars for yourself. Now, one thing that in case you guys are not sure about, right? Go High Level is an all-in-one marketing platform that literally takes away all the hurdle and all the business and all the hassle of you trying to integrate 10, 20, 50 different tools together and always have the fear of things breaking in between, as well as spending tens of thousands of dollars every single year on software that you could probably just replace with one single tool called as Go High Level. Go High Level is that tool, all right? A lot of my clients are actually associated with the Go High Level already. A lot of you are already joining in. We are affiliating. In case you are new to this, make sure that you go to our page called as bonus.pritambhadra.com. This is exactly where you'll be able to see about the bonuses that we are planning to give to all our affiliates, right? So in this session, we are going to discuss everything about the Go High Level calendar. So let's get started on that. By the way, all the links are actually in the description box, so you can able to find it in the simplest way possible. So the first thing is we're going to click on settings, and then we are going to come here, right? And here you will see you'll have a bunch of options here. Now you need to go to calendars, all right? Now when you go to calendar, this is exactly where you will find 10 different kinds of option or calendars that you will be able to use. Now, there are different things here, right? Go Halal calendars is much better now at this point of time, and many of my clients, right, have actually upgraded to already from Calendly to the Go High Level inbuilt calendar systems. Right, Calendly was a great tool in order to get calendar bookings. It was probably one of the best tools ever built in order to book calendars, and a very famous tool out there on the internet. But Go High Level Calendars is actually, does a pretty good job when it comes to, creating calendars for business requirements, for service requirements, and all of that. I'm going to show you one right here. Let me showcase and create a calendar for you guys. Okay, let's first understand the environment here so that you can better understand as to how to do things, right? So first of all, here on the top section, you will see that calendars, which basically shows all the calendars you have in your account. Second is preferences, which basically shows that hey, what is this scheduling option? Do you want to use with Google Meet, with Zoom, phone, full address, and all of that. Right, account preference is something that was new that just came up, which is amazing, right? That you can have services with service menu, rooms, equipments, all of that on, which is great because service calendars were not there present earlier, but now you can even book rooms, equipments from the service menu, which is pretty fantastic. First of all, right? Apart from that, you also have availability. You can check and choose which available time that you want to be in, right? From here itself. Otherwise, it actually pulls up the available timing from your profile section. So make sure that your profile section is always added and updated properly, because that is something that's going to help you in order to create, and update all of these things automatically. Okay. So make sure that your profile is being properly updated. Okay. Uh, Apart from that, you can also update the timings and your availability here, right? And then you have called as account availability, which is coming soon, and then you have connections, right? Connections basically shows the emails which are or the the Google Calendar and all of that which is currently added. So as you can see, there's no linked calendar added to sync, but you can always add different calendars here. So at this point of time, you have the digital Freedom 71, which is my Google Calendar being added. You also have video conferencing. You can add video conferencing options here, right, which is Zoom, right? I'll go back here. You also have Google organic booking. You also have local service ad, but we're not going to go on all of these because we already have things set up here, so no issues in there. Awesome. So now what you can do here is you can create groups. Okay. So the use case for creating groups is very simple. So let's say I want to create, so let's say I have 10 calendars inside my calendar section, and five of these are for a particular reason. Let's say I have an event business and I want to create five calendars for my event business. And then I have my coaching business wherein I take up clients, I work with one to many clients and all of that. For that, let's say I have five more calendars, right? So I can get the first 5 into a group so that I can take that code out of it and add it to a landing page where people can come and literally choose the option of the calendars there possible, and then go to that particular calendar, right? This is amazing, and this is something that you will be able to group together for earlier, which was not available. So it's a great option there, right? So for example, if you have created any kind of groups, this is exactly where your groups are going to show up, right? If you have any kind of service menus being created, this is exactly where it's going to show up. If you have any rooms, especially for the service calendars, so in case you have any rooms, that you can actually add a room here, and based on that you can do the booking, right? If you have some equipments, you can add those equipments, and based on the availability of equipments you can do the booking, which is pretty high level stuff in real life and pretty advanced, I would say. Apart from that, let's go ahead and just create a simple round robin calendar for you guys to follow with, and then we can create a lot of calendars with different use cases in upcoming future. If you have any kind of requirements or requests that you want me to create on, just mention that in the comment section so that I can absolutely create a video on that and I can help you out on that. Okay. So at this point of time, what you're going to do is you're going to click on create calendars. This is going to create a direct calendar inside your system. It's not going to be part of any kind of group, but we can always add groups later on as well. So don't worry about if you haven't yet added your group part of it, we can always add that in future, right? Now, scheduling type, you have different kinds of calendars available to you for different kinds of requirements, which is pretty interesting and pretty amazing at the same time. Cool. The first calendar which we have here is called as a service calendar. So let's say if you have a med spa, right? If you have an event hosting business or any kind of service related work, right, which you want to get things done, then this is exactly what you should be doing, right? You should be creating a service based calendar. In the service based calendar, you can create service menus, you can add based on the rooms, you can add based on the equipments which are available. All of that can be done inside the service based calendar, which is dedicated for service businesses. Now we have simple calendar, previously called as unassigned calendar. Right here, you cannot assign somebody. It is very simple, right? It cannot create dynamic meeting links. So this is something that I will not prefer in case I want to create dynamic meeting links and I want to have appointment booking being set up. So let's say you want to schedule a call with me, and the system should create an automatic Zoom link or a Google Meet link so that you can join that link, and that is a unique link being sent to you and you only, right? For those particular reasons also, I'll not prefer simple calendar. What I prefer is a round robin calendar. Round robin calendar in general are best suitable for those people who are having teams, right? For example, in my business, I have myself, I have two assistants, right? So in those cases, if I want to take a call, right, and if I want to assign them as well to take a call, or let's say if you have a sales team, if you have 3-member team, 4-member team, 5-member team, and you want to create a round robin system, right, which is what based on the round robin system, the calendar is going to assign the user based on availability, of course, right? So it's going to keep assigning the calendar bookings to the particular salesperson or the team members based on a round robin format. Then you have something called as class booking, right? This is where you can meet with a single person on your team, right? This is pretty interesting, right? So contacts can schedule a meeting with a single person on your team directly. That is something pretty interesting. Apart from that, you also have something called as collective booking. This is more of like a one to many setting, right? So schedule meetings with multiple team members simultaneously, ideal for sales call, technical support, and interviews and all of that, right? So, but for this particular video, we are going to dive into the round robin calendar so that I can show you adding multiple members as to and how this operates. Okay, let's get started for the round robin calendar. Click on select. So now it gives you a small interface with the small UI where you can add some basic details, and then it gives you the option to go to advanced setting. You cannot go to the advanced setting unless you've added few things here and there, right? Which are basically the most essential, based on which they are going to create the calendar for you. So let's say I'm going to write this as new GHL demo. Okay, and then I can assign multiple team members. I can assign my assistant, I can assign myself, I can assign 10 more people, All of that is possible. So let's say I'm going to assign these two people. Then I'm going to say this is going to be new demo cal 123. Okay. So let's say I want the meeting duration to be 60 minutes. So I'm going to change that to an hour. So I'm going to make that a 1 hour. Right. Okay. Apart from that, now what we're going to do is we are going to change the timing and all. So we already have a set timing inside our profile section. Here also you can customize the timing for that specific calendar only. Okay, so let's say you want to have some calendar which you want to only have on the weekends or the day before the weekends, right? So let's say these are only available on those particular slots, so you can literally create that with the availability. So kudos to the Go High Level team. They have done a pretty amazing job in terms of how complex this calendars can get. Now you can click on advanced setting, and this is exactly where it's going to literally open up the buffet of settings that you can do in order to customize your Go High Level calendars, which is pretty amazing, right? The first thing here that you see here that you can literally add a logo here. So a simple logo. You've also mentioned the dimension, which is 180 by 180. So you can literally add a logo of your brand here, right? You can add a description. What exactly is this all about, right? So let's say I write a description. Hey, this is all about my YouTube uh, video tutorial, right? And this is exactly what's going to come up when somebody sees the calendar on the left hand side. They'll have this description in there. So this is pretty interesting out there, right? Now, as I told you, you can always add groups. So you can always add groups here. So if you create a group, in that case, you can add a group here. You can assign this calendar to a particular category of groups, right? Meeting invite title, right? This is the title for calendar event that shows into your Google Calendar, into Outlook Calendar, or into your Apple Calendar. So this is the contact name that you can, but you can modify this and write that uh hey the contact name is that hey John, right? Congratulations, right? Something like that. Congratulations, you're meeting with, and then you can add uh, a custom value called as user.name, right? User.name, of course, right? User, congratulations. So, hey, contact, right? Congratulations, you're meeting with, let's say, Pritam or Nivin or whoever the team member is. I mean, is scheduled, right? As simple as that, right? Very simple in order to add it, right? You can add use custom values. So even if they are, so let's say if I don't get chosen, if Nevin gets chosen or this person gets chosen or third person gets chosen, his name is going to automatically come up on the calendar invite details, right? This is pretty interesting as to how you can use custom values inside calendar in order to create the custom name, because the round robin calendar is going to choose a particular person on the round robin system which is available inside. So you can add 10 members and go and choose 10 members in a round robin format. And whoever the member is going to be the user here. Whoever books the call is going to be the contact here. And that's how it's going to show up inside the calendar settings or calendar bookings, which is going to be pretty interesting. Okay, so here is optimize for availability, which basically means that hey, if I'm available, I should get all the calendar bookings. If Niven is available, Niven should get all the calendar bookings. If both are available, then it should be customized as per the priority. You can see something here called as let's say it has Google Meet, so I can add Zoom one. Okay, so Zoom is not yet connected for this particular user, but when he connects Zoom, I will be able to add it for him, right? For me here, I can connect my Zoom here. Okay, for me also, sorry, Zoom is not connected, but my Google Meet is connected, so I can add Google Meet here. For him, I can add a full address here, so location address is there, right? So what we can do here is based on our availability of how we want to interact, we can do this with Google Meet. We can use this as phone. We can use this as Zoom. We can use this as the address where you can physically visit. So all these options are basically available at this point of time in order to customize it further. Apart from that, you can also make it equal distribution. That will actually take away the option. So it's going to be always 1 1 1 1, which basically means that if there are two meetings coming up, so first will Niven will get assigned, then I'll get assigned, then Niven, then I, then Niven, then I. That's exactly how it's going to assign based on equal distribution. If you optimize on availability, you can basically change the priority. So if I want, I can keep him as high priority and I can keep myself as low priority, so that anytime, so let's say he has a meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m., right? In that case, if somebody wants to book a call at 10 a.m., then I'll get assigned even though I'm a low priority because I'm available at this point of time, right? However, let's say he is free, then he will always get the calendar assigned because I've set his priority as high. That's exactly how you do it in order to, synchronize based on who gets how much of the calls, right? And that's how the calendar system is going to assign to people, right? Cool. This is this part, which is the meeting details. I'm going to quickly save it here as a good practice, right? And then I'm going to move forward with the availability, right? This you can add any specific date if you want. That's something you can do from here, right? But this is a general availability for the entire week based on hourly basis, right? And you can actually change it. Normally it pulls up the data like this, right? But at the end of the day, if you are not available on your primary on your profile calendars, then it's not going to show you here because you have one person that you need to be available, right? But this settings is only for this calendar, so you can always change and customize this based on requirements. So let's say I want to do it from 10 a.m. to you know uh, to 12 p.m., and then I want to add it, let's say from 3 p.m. I want to take some lunch break, so to 6 p.m. Okay, that's exactly how I want, and I want it to duplicate to all the pages. So by clicking here, I can easily duplicate it to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I work on Saturday, guys. So yeah, I can literally copy it, and it got literally copied everywhere. I don't have to go every single one and change it manually. Go High does this pretty easy, right? Then, right, I can actually change them in intervals. So let's say I want to make it interval 30 minutes, fine. Interval basically means that what is the duration between bookings that are going to be available. So let's say it's available at 10 a.m. Now the interval is 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes of interval, which is at 10:30, it's going to show you that, hey, we have ended the slot at 10:30. That's exactly how it's going. So meeting duration is 1 hour, but meeting interval is 30 minutes. I hope that's clear, right? So it's as simple as, available at, it's going to show you that it's going to available at 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., like that. But when somebody books the call, then the calendar will be blocked for at least 1 hour. This is what it shows here, right? Minimum scheduling notice is basically means that how far in future you want people to schedule it. Let's say I want people to schedule 10 days in advance. So this is something that you can do it. Date range is events can be scheduled over the next days. So okay, so minimum scheduling is basically the minimum date. So I'm just going to make it 1 day, right? And date range is going to be 10 days. Okay, maximum bookings per day, I don't want to cap any kind of bookings. I want to utilize it as the best way possible. Maximum bookings per slot per user, right? One is fine. Buffer time, I can add buffer time if I want. So let's say I add 15 minutes of buffer time, and no, post buffer time. That's it. Right, 15 minutes of post buffer time. Right, post buffer is additional time that can be added after an appointment, allowing for extra time to wrap up. Okay, 5 minutes is fine. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to save it again as a good practice and then move forward on the next part. Awesome. So now we are at the forms and payment section. In the forms and payment section, right, the first thing you will see is select a form. Okay, a lot of you have asked me this question that, hey Pritam, I don't want the basic name, phone number, and email, right? I want to take, the country, the budget, the location, the frustration for them to reaching out to me, some links, and X, Y, and Z, because many of you are agencies like me. So you probably want to build an agency funnel, and you want to have an agency calendar. So for that particular purpose, right, you can create literally calendars. I'm sorry, literally forms inside your form section, and then all the forms that you have created will be actually shown here, which is pretty interesting, isn't it? Now, let's say you create a form, which is a marketing agency. Now, this particular form is going to show up. So this is going to be attached to your Go High Level calendars. So whenever they want to sign up, they have to first fill up the form, and then sign up, right? You can add guests if you want. I normally allow it because I work with bigger agencies and bigger teams, right? And the chances are that they are probably gonna invite some of their team members into the meeting as well. So, why not? Let's give them the opportunity to do so, right? So name and email, which is fine. Send custom forms to guests are not required. Confirmation page, right? You can have it as a basic message, or you can actually redirect people to a particular page. So you can add the URL and then also add the pixel ID in case if you want to. But I'll just keep it as a default content, which is fine, right? And then you can also collect payments. So my Stripe is not added to this particular sub account, but if you have a Stripe account and you can connect it to your sub account, in that case you can collect payments. Okay, so you can collect Stripe and then you can collect how much is the deposit going to be or how much the amount is going to be, and based on that, if somebody has to book a call, they'll have to pay it upfront in order to book a call, right? Which is again pretty interesting. I like it. Then we'll go to the next part of it, which is called as notifications and options and additional options, right? So select the type of notification, right? People can get acknowledgement email, which is something that you really want to send. Who should receive the notification? Contact, guest, assigned user, additional user. I normally don't do it because when I'm doing the automations, I'm custom designing those kind of emails for them to get these kind of congratulations, hey, you booked the call and all of that, right? But you can actually select contact and guest and just try it, because then it's going to send them an email from this calendar itself, you know. So, but I won't add it for now. I will definitely allow Google Outlook Calendar to send invitations and update so that they can, check mark the invitation, and that's going to help them a lot. Assign contacts to their respective calendar team members each time appointment is booked. Yep, of course. That's it's great. Allow rescheduling, of course. Allow canceling, of course. Additional note, phone, email, all of that is fine. Let's save it here. Perfect. Now we're going to go to the last section, which is customization. You can add a cover section here, which is pretty interesting. So you can add a cover section for your particular calendars, right? You can choose between the new and the classic one. I like the neo setting one, right? You can choose the primary color. For example, here I can literally make it, you know, a bit violet color, and it's going to show everything in the violet color. Background color is white. I like it, but I can make it slightly blue as well, right? And then you can have kind titles, kind description, everything looks good. I like it. For the button here, you can make a schedule meeting, or you can say, book now. I'm just going to show you an example so that you understand what exactly you can do with it. Right? I think we're all good here, right? Just let me save it. And the moment you save it, and let's say after saving, make sure you close it. Okay. So once you save it here, it's going to come up with here, which is called as new GHL demo. I'm going to click here. Now, when you click on these three options, you get edit, which basically takes you the editor back. It has duplicate, so you can duplicate a calendar and use it if in case you don't want to go to the entire process of changing everything. You can share it in case if you want to, but when you're sharing it, you can have schedule link, kind of permanent link. I normally use permanent links, right? You can also share a one-time link, right, which is pretty crazy because it's going to not work after this one time. I can also have embed codes in case you want to add it to an HTML element, whether in your funnels, whether in your WordPress site, your DB site, in your 10 different websites and all that. So you can do that. Okay. But normally I just copy the permanent link and then I'll show it to you. Okay. Apart from that, you also have option to move to a group. Like as I mentioned, you can create a group here and then move the particular calendar. You can also deactivate the calendar so that wherever your calendar is currently placed, you can deactivate it right here, and those calendars will not be functional anymore. So you don't have to worry about literally that, hey, I have a calendar there. How do I clone it? I've changed it. Just deactivate it. You're all good. Okay, you can also delete a calendar here. But since I've already copied the permanent link, I'm going to open this and I'm going to showcase this to you, right? And I'm going to show you what are the changes we did here. Okay, the first thing is the name of the calendar is what comes up here. That's point one. Point two, it shows that how many minutes is going to be. So it's probably in 1 hour call. So it shows 60 minutes, which is pretty fantastic. It's going to show you the timings which are available, which is the next timing which are available, which is fine. Right? If I select 18, then it's going to change to the 18 one. Then you have the description. This is the description that we added on the Go High Level calendar. So the more description that you add, you can always add it here. The colors, if you remember, we add a very slight blue color, which is the blue color which you see here, and you can see the purple color, which is what is the main color that can highlights things. And you can, and if you remember that I am allowed to have calls for the next 10 days, so this is where the next 10 days comes into picture. So I'm not on 11 to 13, I'm probably booked out, so I'm going to have calls up from here and now on, because Saturday Sunday is where I'm just booked out, right? I'm not available, right? So you can select a time here, you can proceed forward to it. And now this is the custom calendar. Do you remember the custom calendar, guys? This is exactly where you can create a calendar and add it into the form section, and you can take custom fields here, which you can add it and send it to yourself. If you remember, add guest is exactly where people can add details, or add guests. So they want to add multiple team members, they exactly can do that with this, and they can add the name and the email ID here. Apart from that, they can add multiple guests here, so that is particularly fine. All right. And then you have book now. It was scheduled meeting, and when we change the CTA of the button to book now, and this is exactly where it shows book now, right? This is how, ladies and gentlemen, you design a Go High Level calendar. I hope that this tutorial or this masterclass was useful. In case you have any kind of queries and questions, feel free to reach out to me on the comments. If you have any kind of any other queries, feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to sort things out for you or create a tutorial on itself, right? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care.